Hello again, dear listeners. Welcome to another enriching episode of the A to Z English podcast. I'm John, and today we're diving even deeper into your English mastery journey. If you've been following along with us, you know we're all about helping you reach the next level in your language learning. Whether you've been focusing on your vocabulary, your speaking skills, or even your confidence, today's episode is designed to refine and sharpen those skills even further.
Hi everyone, it's Sarah. I'm really excited about this episode because today we're going to focus on what it means to truly master English. We'll be discussing how to speak with greater clarity and precision, how to structure your thoughts more effectively, and how to transition between formal and informal English depending on the situation. If you're serious about becoming not just a fluent speaker, but a confident communicator, you're in the right place.
Absolutely. So, let's not waste any time. Grab a pen, take some notes, and let's get into the details of how you can become a more articulate and precise English speaker. 1. Speaking with precision. Finding the right words at the right time. One of the most important aspects of advanced English is being able to choose the right words quickly and efficiently. It's not just about having a large vocabulary, but also knowing when and how to use the words you know. Advanced learners often find that they have all the vocabulary in their heads, but struggle to retrieve the right word during a conversation.
Exactly, John. This can create a lot of frustration because you know the words, but can't seem to bring them to the surface fast enough. A good practice here is to build an active vocabulary list. What I mean by that is, don't just learn new words passively. Make a conscious effort to use them daily.
One exercise I recommend is to choose 5 new advanced words each week and set yourself a goal to use them at least 5 times in conversation. For example, if you've recently learned the word articulate, try using it when describing someone's speaking ability. This reinforces your ability to recall the word when you need it in real conversations.
And don't forget about synonyms. Building a mental family of words around one central concept is a great way to expand your vocabulary while improving your precision. Take the word happy, for instance. Learn its synonyms like joyful, elated, or content. Each of these words carries a slightly different nuance, and mastering them will make your speech much richer and more expressive.
The key here is flexibility. The more flexible you are with your vocabulary, the more confident and natural you'll sound in any conversation. And that flexibility only comes with consistent, active practice. Remember, it's not enough to know the words. You have to use them regularly. 2. Mastering intonation and emphasis. The music of English. Moving on, let's talk about something that many learners overlook: intonation and emphasis. Speaking English isn't just about getting the words right, it's also about delivering them in a way that sounds natural. English has a rhythm, almost like a type of music, and learning how to control that rhythm will make you sound much more fluent.
That's right. Think of how a sentence can have a completely different meaning depending on where you put the emphasis. For example, the sentence, "I didn't say you stole the book," changes depending on which word you stress. If you emphasize I, it means someone else may have said it. If you stress stole, you're implying they may have borrowed it. This subtle change in stress completely alters the meaning, and mastering this is crucial for clear communication.
A great way to practice is to take a simple sentence and change where you place the emphasis. Record yourself and listen to how different the sentence sounds depending on which words you stress. This will help you develop a more intuitive sense of how to use emphasis to clarify your message, or even add emotion to your speech.
And don't forget about intonation, the rise and fall of your voice. English isn't a monotone language. Pay attention to how native speakers vary their pitch and volume, especially during questions or when they're emphasizing key points. Practicing this can help you sound more engaging and expressive, which is a vital skill in both professional and casual conversations.
Here's a simple exercise you can try. Record a conversation from a movie or TV show, then try to mimic not just the words, but also the intonation and rhythm. This will train your ear to pick up on the subtle nuances of natural English speech. 3. Structuring complex thoughts. How to express ideas. Clearly, now, let's talk about something that's often a challenge for advanced speakers: structuring complex thoughts clearly. As you progress in English, you'll find that you're not just having simple conversations anymore. You're discussing deeper, more complex topics, and that requires a different level of skill.
Yes, expressing complex ideas is where a lot of learners start to feel stuck. You know what you want to say, but organizing those thoughts in a clear and concise way can be difficult. One strategy is to start practicing sentence expansion. Begin with a simple idea, then gradually add more detail.
For example, you might start with, "I had a meeting." Then add layers. "I had a meeting with my team about the new project, and we discussed several important deadlines." By doing this, you're training your brain to handle more information and communicate it in a structured way.
Another helpful tip is to use transitional phrases to guide your listener through your thoughts. Words like "firstly," "on the other hand," or "in addition" help to organize your speech and make it easier to follow. It's like giving your listener a roadmap of what to expect.
Exactly. And remember that pausing is just as important as speaking. Strategic pauses give you time to organize your thoughts and allow your listener to absorb what you've said. It's a technique used by some of the best public speakers in the world. 4. Navigating formal versus informal English. When and how to adjust. One of the trickiest parts of mastering English is knowing how to switch between formal and informal language. Depending on whether you're in a professional meeting or just chatting with friends, your language needs to change.
That's right, John. Understanding the context is key here. In formal settings, like business meetings or academic presentations, you'll want to use more sophisticated vocabulary and avoid slang. For example, instead of saying "I'm gonna," say "I'm going to." This small change instantly makes your speech sound more professional.
Conversely, when you're in a more casual setting, using contractions or even some slang can help you fit in and sound more natural. But this takes practice. You can start by observing how native speakers adjust their language in different contexts. Watch movies, attend webinars, or even listen to podcasts where people switch between formal and informal speech.
A fun exercise you can try is writing the same email twice, once in a formal tone and once in an informal tone. This helps you practice switching between the two registers and teaches you the subtle differences in how you should approach different situations.
5. Breaking through language plateaus. How to keep progressing. Finally, let's talk about something that all learners face at one point or another: hitting a language plateau. This is when you feel like you're no longer improving, even though you're still practicing regularly.
Yes, it's frustrating, but the good news is that there are ways to break through a plateau. One method is to expose yourself to new and challenging content. If you've been practicing English in the same way for months, it's time to mix things up. Try reading a book in a genre you're unfamiliar with, or listen to a podcast on a topic you don't know much about.
Another key is to set very specific goals. For instance, instead of saying, "I want to improve my speaking skills," say, "I want to improve my ability to discuss current events in English." This gives you a clear direction and helps you measure your progress.
And remember, it's okay to feel like you're not making progress. It's part of the process. The key is to keep challenging yourself with new content, new vocabulary, and new speaking situations. Stay motivated and don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone.
Conclusion. That wraps up today's episode. We hope you've gained some valuable insights into refining your fluency and becoming a more confident English speaker.
Yes, remember that mastering English is a journey, and every step you take brings you closer to your goal. Whether it's improving your intonation, building your vocabulary, or learning how to structure your thoughts more clearly, every bit of progress counts.
Thanks for joining us on the A to Z English podcast. Keep practicing, stay persistent, and don't forget to enjoy the process. We'll see you next time with even more tips and strategies for mastering English.